Good afternoon, gentlemen. Welcome to the Akron Education Association. In case you're not aware, this is the Akron Teachers Union, and we've been hosting these media events for the major sports for a number of years now, and it's really a pleasure doing it because we're all big fans of City Series sports. I'm past president here. I retired in 2010. Still hanging around. I want to introduce you guys to a couple people who are generally here every year with us. First, Michael Ann Adams. Michael Ann, stick your head through the window there. Michael Ann is the one responsible for all this, so make sure you give her due thanks before you leave today. Jeff Motes in the blue shirt is a past president of AEA. Where's Michael? Michael Rusnak is a past vice president of AEA, and it was Mike who started this whole idea of Media Day back before he retired. Mike, when did you retire?
2012.
Yeah, we actually started Media Day before 2012, and it was Mike's idea. Of course, he's a former Ellet Orangeman football player, Ohio State, Cleveland Browns. Ellet, no further than that.
I'm still waiting for you to give me a call.
Yeah, right. And then we have Larry Villeman here. Larry's the association attorney. His interest in football is somewhat legend. Larry played at St. V. St. Mary and then went on and played football at Notre Dame. And not the Notre Dame up by John Carroll, the Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana. So he has a lot of interest in high school football as well. Just a brief word to you before I turn it over to the district's athletic director. You guys know this. You're role models in your building. The other students in the building look up to you. So work hard at practice, work hard on the field, and work hard in school, and listen to your coaches and teachers, because other students are looking at you, whether you know it or not, because of your position as an athlete and as a football player. You're role models to them. So they're looking at you. So do the best you can. Good luck in the season. Hopefully no one gets injured, and we'll all be watching. At this point, Joe Vassilotti is the athletic director of the Akron Public Schools, and I'm going to call Joe up for a few remarks. And Mike Land, how are we going to handle food after Joe's remarks, or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, everyone, and we'll get right to the food. I know you guys have been working hard in the summer, and you're all hungry. So I have some remarks to make eventually later, but I want to let you guys eat first. We'll go in order from my right to left, since, Coach, you were first at North. We kind of arrived in order here, so why don't we do that with the North Vikings starting us off here, and we'll move all the way through. And, of course, we want to thank AEA for putting this on, and we'll give them a little more love later on, but we'll let you guys get to the food first.
First of all, good afternoon and welcome to the Akron Public Schools Annual Football Media Day, hosted here at AEA, as we have every year with our great sponsors from the Akron Education Association. We'd like to thank them for their hospitality. Welcome all to the media folks that are here today. We appreciate your coverage and the help you provide our student athletes throughout the school year. Without further ado, I'd like to bring forward our coordinator of athletics, Mr. Joe Vassilotti. He will open the ceremony today, and we'll get started with the coaches. Coach?
Welcome again, everyone. Thanks to Ron. He and Beth helped me out tremendously in the athletic office. And an event like this is really special. Not all these do this. I'm really excited to do it. I think from what the folks here were telling me, it started in 2005, somewhere around there. So it's become 12th or 13th annual or whatever it is. So I hope you guys enjoy it today. Thanks for being here. I want to thank the AEA, especially Bill and his crew. Do a wonderful job of hosting us. Great food. We encourage you guys eat up on the desserts here before you leave. Take them with you if you'd like. And of course, I want to thank the media for being here as well. All of you are here. We appreciate the coverage greatly, and I know our coaches and players enjoy that as well. Getting the word out about your programs and how hard you're working, and doing those interviews. I know Coach Mitch has a big TV interview coming up Monday. Do we have that lined up, Coach? Are we good, by the way? Good. All right, good deal. So we appreciate the media's coverage of APS, and I look forward to year-long coverage as well. A note too about Coach Linger. I say Coach Linger because of course he's a head football coach as well. mentioned some rules of emphasis here, some points of emphasis, and he mentioned the crackback block. Now, player safety in general is being emphasized a lot. We see that nationally with the recent CTE study of former NFL players and the news coming out regarding, of course, the emphasis on concussions and trying to lessen the likelihood of those as much as possible. So, Coach talking about crackback blocks in particular, and this is an example of player safety and the emphasis on it. No longer can a receiver come down and just lower his shoulder and lay out a linebacker who doesn't see him coming. Any receivers here, by the way? Okay. Justin, now watch out. When you crack back this year, you got to come in with your hands first. You can't lower your shoulder. So, you play football, and I coach football, and I played football, and you love those hits, man. I know you love them. Not always the guy who's getting hit, but that's part of the game. But it is a good evolution for our game to stay intact and to stay popular, and honestly, to keep concerned mothers from keeping their sons from playing football. That's part of it. We want to make it safer and less likely for folks to get injured. So you kind of got to roll with the times there and cooperate with the officials. We were talking about the officials earlier and how they might make calls or not make calls if you're celebrating. I always try to get on their side early in the game. Like they use honey instead of vinegar, something like that. I forget what the metaphor is, but if you're kind to them, usually maybe if there's some gray area in a call, they'll give you a break. But more than anything with the celebrations Coach Slinger was talking about, just think of your team and the impact it might have on your team if you try to draw too much attention to yourself. And just enjoy the game. This is a great time of year. Everyone's undefeated, and everyone's focused on doing the best they can do individually and then as a team to win and win and win. But the reality is not every team in this room is going to win every game this year. Logically, because you all play each other. But even if you were 6 independent teams, it wouldn't be likely that you would all go undefeated. When I coached football, so some of my greatest memories from coaching were actually after losses, oddly enough. Because in any endeavor you partake in, anything you put your heart and soul into, even if you come up short, you can have a sense of pride there of doing everything you could have done to achieve success. I remember in 2010 we had a playoff game down in Massillon. It didn't go well for us. We lost, and it wasn't very close. But our 2 captains weren't on the bus after the game. Looking for them. They were still down, peeking in the fence of the stadium at that scoreboard, and the score was still up there. I'm like, what are you guys looking at? That's not pretty for us. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Like, Coach, we know this is our last game ever. We just want to soak it in. And I know we lost, but, I'm proud of our season, blah, blah, blah. And that was a special moment for me as a coach to hear them, that it meant so much to them even though they lost. So, oddly enough, I know do we have any non-seniors in this room? All right, we have all seniors here. So this is it for you guys, your last go-around. So make it special. No matter what that scoreboard says at the end, make it special, 100% into it, be a great teammate, be a great leader. And you'll be proud of this season more than any you've ever experienced. This is the one you're going to remember the most, when you're an old guy like us. Enough of me babbling on about that until I get excited about football. We're going to start our format now with the coaches. We'll come up with your 2 players and say a few words about them and your season ahead. We will start by request with Kenmore-Garfield. Coach Boyd, for some reason, wanted to go first. Usually that's not a popular spot, so I figured no one else would object, Coach.
That's where we want to try to finish.
Now, Coach Powers, we have an objection. We have a second?
You got me kicked out of the game.
Hey, Coach Powers, after that we'll go in reverse alphabetical order, just so you know, so you can gear up to be the cleanup hitter. All right, Coach, you're up.
Good afternoon. It's always an honor to be amongst great men and young men. As usual, I always want to do things a little bit different. So we're going to do it different this year. Instead of me introducing my players, they're going to introduce themselves. We want to get them ready, and we want to prepare them for what their future is going to hold. So I'm going to step out of the way and let them do the talking.
I'm Brandon Moody Carter. I'm a senior at Kenmore-Garfield High School. My favorite subject is English. My academic goal is to at least have merit roll throughout the whole school year. My team goal is to at least make it to city. And my plans after graduation is to go to college and continue playing football.
My name is Demonte Adams. I'm a senior at Garfield, and my favorite subject is math, and my academic is to get merit roll through the whole school year. And my team goal is to rush 2,000 yards in the season. And my plans after graduation is attending college and going to playing football.
Real quick, some of you may say, hey, that was a really good thing, but some of you may say, coaches don't know his players. But it's funny because we've only been together for 5 weeks. So for us, we've had to put a lot of things into place really early. But I'm very proud of these two young men in their senior class because this is their first time with us, my first time with them. And for them to have to learn a new philosophy and a way of doing things. So really hats off to Coach Sachs and the young men that he has really grown up ever since they were freshmen. You know, the challenges for us this year haven't really been challenges at all. They've been very positive. The response that these young men have had to one another is really well and really good. So we're doing nothing but looking forward. A lot of times, you know, we fill out these sheets when we come, coaches, and they say, who's your returning starters? And I didn't put anybody because I didn't have anybody. You know, if this is truly the first year of this school, then everything is new and first for us. So we don't talk about who's from Kenmore and who's from Garfield or how many kids are from each place. We're just Kenmore-Garfield now, and that's how we're choosing to see and look at ourselves. We're excited about being able to compete at a high level outside of our city and also within our city. And at the end of the day, let the chips fall where they may. But we're going to build a foundation that is built on extreme ownership. And that's what we talk about every day, is how can we own our situation, own the day, and own our circumstances and situations as well, and not allow them to dictate and to speak to us. So this is who we're going to be this year. We're excited about competing. Wish everybody the best of luck, even when you play us, because at the end of the day, if we're not going after each other and wanting the best for one another, then what are we really doing? So thank you guys. God bless you. We appreciate you.
Next, with the fresh new helmet, to my far left, Coach Haslam, the North Vikings.
Why you make me go after this dude? All the pressure.
We have faith in you.
All the pressure. Okay, so we're all about small victories, just trying to build momentum into the second year that I've been with these guys. And I brought the same guys that I brought last year in Jovan Banks and Lear Evans. Our season has got to be about finishing. You know, no one wants to get into that position where too much emphasis on wins and losses, and we're not there yet as a program. You know, we're trying to get ourselves in a position where we can be successful, you know, quarter to quarter. You know, we didn't finish a lot of things, and that left a bad taste in these guys' mouth. And for me, I'm going to be there, but for these guys, it's their last year, and they want to be able to go out, you know, and feel good about the foundation that they laid. You know, the 2 years that they had, and all the time that they invested into the program. So that's going to be the most important thing for us going into this year. Our schedule's a little different now. You know, we're going up. We're playing some teams that are a little bit more of the speed. You know, I mean, some of the same situations that we're in. You know, like I said, we're going to open up with Beechwood. You know, we're going to play Warrensville Heights after that. We're going to also go to Crestview as well. You know, we got one date that it's a little sketchy, but I know the head coach over there, so I feel like it'll be okay. So we're gonna take a trip downtown and play Team on Maple. So But I'm excited about the merger. I think with us, you lose a school, but you're building a more competitive product, and we're just trying to get to where some of the programs in our league is. With all the success that East had, and Buchtel being consistent, Ellet, and Coach Mitchell and his guys over there at Firestone. We're trying to get a piece of that, and your success is our success, and we would hope it was vice versa. So good luck to everybody, and appreciate us having us out. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach Haslam. Coach, I have that battery. Just remember that. Next from Firestone, Coach Mitchell.
First of all, I want to thank all the head coaches in the building for doing a tremendous job with the young men in our community. The time that we invest with our young men is vital to the success of not only Akron Public School City Series football, but Akron City as a whole. And I want to commend you guys for doing an outstanding job with your young men. Second, I want to thank Mr. Vasilati and Mr. Linger for hiring Mr. Schumann over at Ellet. I was a little concerned that I may be the oldest coach in the city if they went a different route, but they did not. And I know Coach Schumann was at Ellet when I was at Garfield, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. I also no. In all honesty, a great selection, a great man. I wish that that would be a common practice, that we hire within and in-house people that have paid their dues and deserve a shot to become a head coach. So we're looking forward to Coach Schumann and the Ellet Orangemen. We know they're going to still be as competitive as ever, and welcome aboard. Yep. I have today with me two All-League players who are seniors, number 10, Justin Moore, and number 56, Jalen Johnson. They're both four-year starters. Yes. Both four-year starters now. They've been under my tutelage going into our third year. We're excited about the opportunity to play. We're excited about the level of play that I've demanded for these guys to raise the bar, and the team has followed. We're excited about our league and how competitive that I believe is going to be, as well as how competitive I think that we're going to be outside our league as well. Staying injury-free, stay positive, and work hard. And when we see you on the schedule, let's go out and have some fun. And, on that particular day, somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. But in my mind, all of us in here and all of our kids are winners. Thank you. Have a great day.
Coach Mitchell mentioned Coach Schumann. We're really pleased to have Coach Schumann with us again. I say again, he's been with us for many years in different capacities. Assistant football coach, obviously, head softball coach, but now as head football coach at Ellet. Coach, I know you're young at heart, man. I know you're ready to go and you're getting them fired up. So next up, Coach Schumann at Ellet.
Coach Langer just whispered in my ear, it's a little bit tougher crowd than a softball group. So that's the truth. First of all, thank you, Bill, AEA. It's just an outstanding event for us. Secondly, I'm honored and privileged to be part of the City Series coaching staff. I grew up in the Akron City Series, played in it, coached in it, and that's all I know, and I take pride in it, and I know all of our coaches take pride in it. And it is a privilege to step on the field and still represent Akron City Series football. I think it's outstanding, and we want to continue that. And Coach Langer also mentioned that last Tuesday we had our coaches meeting, and we discussed certain rules. And it was my first time to be up close and personal with my fellow coaches. I'm always in the press box. Sometimes I don't even get to see you after a game because everybody's dispersed. And I just want you to know that I feel the passion each one of you have. I feel the dedication that each one of you have and show towards your student athletes. That's important, and it really, you take pride in it, and I take pride in being one of the 6 coaches in the city of Akron. It's special to me, and I think you guys are special, and the players are lucky to have you gentlemen leading them. I see your leadership, and I see the dedication that you have. It's important. A couple things. When I got named to coaching, understand I've been offensive coordinator for probably 25 years. And so when someone says congratulations to me, I got 2 comments. First comment was, are you crazy? I don't know if they meant because of my age or whatever it is. And the second comment was, are you going to change your offense? And I said, you know who's been calling the plays? And I said, you're talking to offensive coordinator. Am I going to change the offense? So I'm feeling the heat. They want me to change. Don't know that I will, but I can see where it's coming from. But I appreciate this all. Behind me, I have two of my players, 2 running backs, defensive back. We have Caleb Schramm, a 2-sport athlete. He's a wrestler, and he was our starting safety last year. On my left is Jonah Carter, also plays some cornerback and running back for us, also plays basketball. 2 good guys we're going to lean on very heavily during this year. As far as our team this year, I think it's one year that our crowd and our fans are going to need a program to see who's playing. We literally have 19 positions to fill. We're going to have 19 first-year starters to step on the field. We've got a good nucleus. We've got a strong contingent of about 75 athletes that are been on the field. And the thing that impresses me is you want every kid there every day. You know, we kind of speak that at Ellet, every man, every day. And it's been one of those things that they show up, they're at every camp, and all we preach is the little things. You know, get the little things done right, and the big things take care of themselves. And I think we all follow that suit. And you don't have to be fancy. Grew up playing with Coach Larson, and one of his philosophies was, keep it simple, stupid. And I kind of follow that. And if it's simple, if we understand it, and if the kids understand it, then we think we're going to take a step forward. And that's what our goal is, to progress each day, wake up tomorrow and hope we play better tomorrow than we did yesterday. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to competing with you guys. You're outstanding gentlemen and outstanding coaches, and it'll be a pleasure for us. And again, good luck to all of you, and we'll see you on the playing field. Thanks a lot. Oh. Caleb corrected me. He's a 3-sport. I forgot about baseball. I don't get to see him play baseball.
He's busy coaching softball. That's why.
Sorry about that.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Next, we'll hear from East, defending regular season champions, playoff participant, playoff victor, Coach Hayes.
Again, as always, glad to be in the presence of great men in here. Summer's been a busy summer for us. We've been working hard, trying to build team chemistry together, trying to let our guys realize that you can't own success. You got to pay rent. So we said what happened last season was fantastic for East. A lot of first-time things happen as far as the playoffs and the city championship in over 40 years. But we said that stuff doesn't automatically mean you're going to come back and do it again. So you have to put the work in for it. We respect every team in this room, because since I've been at East, every team in this room has had their chance to beat East, and they have. So it actually took us a little while to actually get some wins versus some teams in the city series. I remember when I took over, it was 3 teams in the league that East hadn't beaten over a decade plus. Some was 15 years plus. So these guys know that it's going to be a challenge this year. As always, the 2 young men that I brought with me are our 2 seniors. I have number 32, Lamonte Stevenson. Lamonte will be a second-year starter, linebacker for us. To my left, number 52 is Kendrick Buckley. Kendrick Buckley, 3-year starter. He was also blessed to be an all-state offensive lineman last year. These guys are great guys. I think we have a lot of highly touted players on our team, but I like to share the wealth with these guys. These guys come to work every day just like everybody else on our team, and they do just an absolutely fantastic job for us. We can't wait to get the season going. These guys definitely can't wait. I know Monday can't come soon enough for everybody in this room. We definitely wish everybody the best of luck here. We will be rooting for you every game that you play, except the one that you play us. And that's just the competitive spirit in us. Okay, so we wish everybody well. We appreciate it.
And finally, Coach Powers and Buchtel.
Is this up here for you? Oh, okay. I'm being recorded, huh? I'm not up here to give any compliments. You know, I'm really upset about some things. I'm upset about the Kenmore-Garfield hire. Really upset about that. I'm gonna tell you why I'm upset though, because this man's gonna start a tradition, and he's the best man for it. I'm upset about the Ellet decision, because they're gonna keep their tradition. You just hope that some changes will be made and some guys will lose some things, man, but they don't get to lose anything. They get to gain some things. So I'm upset about that. Really, I am. Another thing I want to kind of propose, you know, the city's been real competitive this past year. And the years before, they've been real competitive. And I would like to make a suggestion. Let's start calling ourselves the Big City Series. And that last championship game will be the BCS Championship. Hey, man, I was sitting here looking at this. I want to make sure I spelled everything right. So it is a B. I mean, if I put big right here, it's a C and an S, right? Okay, so I just want to make sure I got that right. So keep that, just ponder that a little bit, man. And I think it's time for us to start looking at our league as a great league, because we got some great teams coming out of it. We got some great coaches here, man, that are going to cultivate these young men to being great. With that said, man, and the 2 young men standing behind me, raise your hand. Chris Robinson. This guy does everything for us. He plays offense, defense, running back, receiver, quarterback. He can do it all, man. He's a utility guy. This young man to my right, your left, Dear Blash. He's just an amazing young man. He's a guy that chooses to play football because it's fun. He doesn't need it. This kid has so much going on for himself. It's amazing. But, you know, the one thing I just want to make sure that we keep in mind, that we find coaches in this room, we find creative ways to get our guys what they need, because we don't get everything that everybody else does, man. And I want to commend you for that, because you never sit and say, oh, man, I can't get this, I can't get that. You know what? You find a way. We all find a way, man. And that's one thing I think our young men will always keep with themselves. And I guarantee nobody in this room, their guys want for anything, because you find a way to get it done. So I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that about you guys, man. I want you to be healthy. I want you to win all your non-league games. But when you come play Buchtel, we are in the position, and in my mind, in our minds, we have to set things back in order at Buchtel High School. That's our mentality, and that's what we're practicing for. No disrespect to anybody else, but, you know, that's the way we think of ourselves. And you know, when you come to Griffin Stadium or wherever we visit you, that's the mindset Now, I hope I got some things stirred up in everybody, man, because we need that competitive edge. Right, Coach? Right, Coach? Right, Coach? Coach? Yeah, like them black jerseys, Coach. Hey, man, you know what? One other thing, too. I'm starting to see a lot of new stuff, man. Boy, Coach Boy the guys got shirts, man. I mean, y'all see North's new helmet? New. Hey, man, you got black jerseys, Coach. Just give me the guy you're talking to, man. I like to talk to him. I like to see what else we can get. Because everybody got secrets. Everybody got secrets, man. All right, man, I'm done talking. Hey, thank you guys. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Coach, I think this is when we pass the hat to
We could pass his old helmet there from 1989.
He now becomes the dean of coaches for City football. He's the new dean of coaches.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations, Coach. That doesn't mean you're getting old. You're getting wiser.
Think about that.
Means you get less too.
That's right.
The more you get, the less you get.
That's right. We want to follow up too on some topics brought up. Want to recognize and always admired from afar the football traditions at Garfield and Kenmore, with a lot of successful teams through the year, coaches through the years. Coach Sachs most recently at Garfield, fine job he's done, had done there. We'll miss him coaching football in the city. Coach Boyd, of course, was at Kenmore and now is Kenmore-Garfield. Some things stay the same, but some change, Coach, and done a great job with the transition and bringing those two, not only the two groups of teammates together as one, but the communities as well. I know he's worked hard to do that, and that's very challenging in that position, but we have the right man to do it. I know that. And Coach Schumann, the torch's been passed. The torch was carried for a long time. Coach Yost, a long time, but Coach Schumann was there with him. I think most of the way, if not all the way, right?
All but two.
All but two, and now I know Ellet's in good hands, continuing their fine football tradition. And looking back to last year, it was exciting, of course, with the end of the season and who might play in the city playoff game. We knew that East had a pretty good chance to make the playoffs, and they closed that out week 10 and got in, and then did some great things in the playoffs, winning the first round game against Marlington and nearly knocking off New Philly in the second round. And then our city playoff game with Ellet and Firestone, with Ellet coming out on top there. So a lot of teams were in contention toward the end for that as well. So we look forward to that excitement again. It's a new configuration with 6 teams instead of 7. Everyone has 5 non-league games instead of 4. We are, as Coach Powers said, we're proud of what we do in football in the city. And yeah, let's step it up and make it even more competitive now, because people will look at us and think, oh, you're going on to 6 teams, what's going on in the city, falling apart and all that stuff. But in your non-league games, make teams realize what we bring in the city series with football. Play with pride, and hey, when I was coaching, I always wished the teams in the league good luck. I hope you go undefeated in non-league play, and then when league play starts, bring it on. We compete for a championship. So I know personally I'm excited to see you guys in action this year. I know Coach Linger is as well, and all the media here as well, along with all the football fans in AEA. I do have a couple items to give away for you that I was lucky enough to get from the Browns and Bengals recently at a conference. But I had 2 trivia questions for you, and this is just for the players, coaches. Just for the players. So players, if you know the answer, raise your hand like you're in school. We'll call upon. And I have 2 items. Now, this might reflect the state of the franchises, but I have I'm not a Bengals fan, but that's a pretty cool hat, I think, as hats go. The Browns were just giving away lanyards. Nothing against lanyards, but hey, so the first winner gets to choose. All right, so players, here's the first question. And if you're paying attention earlier, you might have caught on to this. Hand in the air. Which head coach in the room has been a head coach in the city series for the longest time? I think I saw this hand first, right, Justin?
Yeah, Coach Boyd.
All right, we'll give someone else a try. Hey, your teammates gonna bail you out. Yeah, Jim? Okay, well, we'll get one more. I think North. I got North over here. Here? Coach Powers. Yeah, all right. Remember I said head coach. Now, if I didn't say head coach, it would have been Coach Schumann.
You didn't say football.
Well, we're in a football room, so.
Come on.
That's a technicality. You going with the Bengals? All right. All right, that leaves the Browns lanyard. So here's the next question. I'm going to be specific on this one, Coach. What APS alum is now playing in the NFL for the Houston Texans? Whitney Merciless from Garfield Golden Rams. There you go. Nice. We're that well. Hey, the over-under is 4.5 for Browns victories this year. Let's go over. Let's get 5 or 6. That'd be a step up. Good. Hey, my last thank you, too. We want to again thank AEA and the media for being here and everyone downtown who's helped, but most importantly, the coaches and players in this room for all you do. It's not easy. You know it's not easy or more guys would do it. You all have friends who you think, oh, they played football one time or they're talking about playing, but they're not playing right now for whatever reason. Probably because it's too much work for them. So what you do is not easy, but that's what makes it special. So embrace your senior year and make the most of it. As Coach Mitchell, I think, said, stay healthy. I hope there are no injuries for any of you in this room or any of your teammates that will keep you out of action. Respect the game, play hard, show good sportsmanship. And hey, it all starts Monday for real. All right, so good luck, fellas. Thanks for coming. Again, on your way out, grab some cookies. Take them with you, eat them up. Thank you.